field to give me better understanding of how the construction world goes on inside and out. So, yeah.
So your focus is
At the moment in public works is plumbing and carpentry.
plumbing carpentry. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So now you're gonna go through this process, and when you're finished, you're gonna move on to something else. So this is a good start for both of you, right? But what do you do right now? Are you working full time, or do you do this training?
Our apprenticeship is basically full time for
It's
us.
full time
Yes, ma'am.
from 8 to 5. Is that right?
7:30 to 4, but we do classes as well for our level 3 course. So, we finish work 6 7 o'clock because we go into class after we finish the work. So
Okay.
yeah, you got to really step up your game and be willing to push yourself through this if you want the end results.
I love this. I love that. Now, you've got so putting this all together. You have a competition coming up.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I want to hear all about the competition. Uh, when is it taking place? What time? How does it work?
Okay, the competition, this is our second staging. Last year was our first.
Mhm.
This year it's May 30 and the 31st. The competition itself covers all 5 skill areas which is AC, electrical, masonry, plumbing, and carpentry. And of course, the apprentices would have to make an application. Once they make an application in some areas which are oversubscribed, we have to do eliminations. Mr. Stanford can speak to that shortly. And of course, come on the day, then they compete in a friendly environment. And of course, we have a lot of prizes and surprises, of course, for not just the winners, but for all participants. And at this point in time, I'd just like to big up our sponsors who have came on board from last year and have joined us this year as well, because they have a vested interest in public works and in the training program, because at the end of the day, they are the ones who are recruiting the youngsters who exit the program.
Feel free to give them a shout out while you have the
Okay,
mic.
so this year our sponsors are Dart, we have Phoenix, we have Arch and Godfrey, and we have Kirk's Home Center as sponsors this year. But I'd like to also a special shout out to Andrew, who have been on board with us from day one.
It's Andrew Electrical. Andrew
Andrew
Electrical
Group of Companies.
Group of companies. Okay. All right. Well, is it the first year for the competition?
No, this is the second stage.
Second. Okay, second. Yeah. Now, I've got to ask, Demaya, are you in this competition?
No, not this year.
I see electrical. I mean,
Not this year.
not this year. Were you last year?
Last year, yeah.
Did you
I
win?
won last year.
You won?
Won
Yeah,
last
how were
year.
you?
Oh no, I did not participate in the competition.
How about this year?
I give it thought, but I'm not sure as yet.
Oh, you have time to wait?
Kind of on the nervous side. So
No, you can do this. You got this. You got this. So how does this work? Do you have, I'm trying to figure this out. Do you have, say for electrical, do you have some sort of electrical board or something, Mr. Stanford, that you have the apprentices work on? How does that work?
Right. So during a regular class, because of the number of trainees involved, I have students work on boards probably just between 2 feet by 4 feet. So they build small circuits. But for the competition, it's going to be a bit more realistic. So we have some structures built which would represent a cubicle or a room where they would be able to run conduit, wire switches, receptacles, lights, and so on. So I would have given them a scenario where they may have to wire a room, for example, and where the client has certain requirements. So that structure and the wiring will represent the full electrical project.
So do they work in teams to complete this?
No, it's
No.
an individual,
Individual.
aspect of the competition.
All right. That must be difficult, though.
Um,
I know. See, why can't you just say no? But it sounds like fun. It is fun. So, Mr. Stanford, you're the one who set this up, or
Yes.
okay?
The
So, I guess you make this a fun event.
Yeah, definitely. And, as I would have said at the earlier interview, one that involves application and has them thinking and not just a straightforward project. So that, requires problem solving and so on.
So you have like Dr. Francis said, you have electrical, carpentry, masonry, air conditioning, and plumbing.
Yes, please.
That's a lot to put together. So will there be a prize giving? I'm sure after the competition.
Yes, the prize giving will take place on Wednesday evening, starting about 3 o'clock, where prizes will be awarded for the first, second place in particular.
In each area.
Yes, in each area.
Okay. Now, who else will be in attendance besides the winners and those that didn't win?
So, well, it is open to the public, persons who are interested in joining the apprentice program as trainees for the next group. They're welcome to come to see. We will also have some of our sponsors as well as our industry partners. They're going to be there looking around because some of these very people do recruiting, and it's a good time to see what kind of skills that the trainees have. So they're going to be there. Some of our employees or staff members are going to be there as well.
And this will be taking place at the Public Works company?
Yes, please.
That's where are you located again? Northern Road.
Northern.
Northern Road. Okay. All right. Sounds like fun. I mean, I always wanted to do a bit of carpentry, but never
Not
made
too
it.
late. Not
Never made it. Never made it. So, Demaya, I am so proud of you.
Thank you.
So, is your interest only electrical?
And generators right now. Electrical and generators right now.
Generators.
Yes, sir.
Generators. You mean like the one you plug in when you have
Correct.
power cut?
Yes,
No, I'm
sir.
just kidding. I know what it is. Okay.
That's all.
All right. Well, I have one at home. You can come and work on it.
Okay.
He's been there since 2004, so maybe you'll be the perfect person to work on that. Now, what's next for the students in the trade skills program? Say after competition, after you graduate, do you find jobs for them, or like you have your industry partners? But do they normally depend on you to help them, Dr. Francis?
Yes. Part of what we do is job placement. How the program is currently structured is that at level 1, whilst kids would have their theory and practical classes, they are also twinned with a mentor from Public Works or external partners. So they go out into the field 1 day per week. For our level 2, they have 3 days at Public Works between theoretical classes and practical classes, and they go out 2 days per week. For our level 3, they're out in the field working 5 days per week, and then they come and take their classes at the end of the day. They have a few classes throughout the day as well. In most instances, a lot of the kids are actually employed before they complete their training program. Currently, Demaya is employed at Public Works in the electrical department. She's on contract right now. And we just placed Keanu at Arch and Godfrey.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
He's on his 3rd day at Arch and Godfrey. We also have students at Andro and, of course, at Dart. And we had one at Phoenix. So one of the things that we do is to ensure that we provide placement for them. So we work very closely with our industry partners so as to ensure that we can provide this placement. It's interesting to note, though, that coming out of the competition last year, that we had Dart employing 4 young people only because of what they saw at the competition last year. So the competition itself serves a role as far as ensuring that our industry partners have a platform from which they can recruit.
So if we have other, say, what do you call them? Companies that employ masonry, those who do carpentry and all that, and they're listening, they're invited to come out and see what Public Works Training Department can produce.
Absolutely. In fact, right now we have two, or is it three gentlemen from NCB Group who are taking classes at the Public Work Construction Trades Training Center. So it's open to all industries in the construction sector. Those persons who are desirous of recruiting young Caymanian to join the labor force, it's open to them to come in and see them at their best, displaying their knowledge, their skills, and their competencies on both days.
Is there a cost for this, Dr. Francis?
No,
Absolutely free?
there's no cost.
Oh,
It's something that we do to showcase the talent and the skills of our young people on a platform, so that, as Mr. Stanford said, the public can come and see, because we are showcasing exactly what we have on offer as far as technical vocational education, which has not been at the forefront of education for a very, very long time. So this is just a platform for us to showcase the role of TVET in national development at the end of the day.
oh, very good. Dr. Francis, our other guests, we have to take a break. We've got to make money. So, I want to say thanks to our sponsor, the Business Buzz, Cayman Insurance Center.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Royal James Anderson, 1923-1991.
Royal Anderson was born in Jamaica and came to Grand Cayman at the age of 3 with his parents, Isaiah and Oriana Anderson. He served in the Home Guard during World War II and spent some time at sea with national bulk carriers. In 1950, he married Garnell Frederick, with whom he had 7 children. He joined the Cayman Islands Police Force in 1953 as a constable and later rose to the position of inspector. Royal retired in 1976 and a year later was given the Colonial Police Long Service and Good Conduct Award. He joined Cayman Airways as store inventory controller, moving after 2 years to the security guards force at Owen Roberts Airport, where he remained until 1984. He then was hired as security guard at the Government Administration Building, where he worked until his death. He loved to sing and was an active member of the Bordentown United Church.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way, positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
And for 45 years, we have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
If you're a parent, you know that providing your child with a quality early education can be expensive.
However, the Ministry of Education offers funding through the Early Childhood Assistance Program to help Caymanian children attend an early childhood center. This year, the ministry has introduced a new online portal, moeapplications.gov.ky, to make the application process more convenient. Visit the website now to learn more or get started.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning. If you're just joining us, welcome back to the Business Buzz. We have in the studio Dr. Andre Francis. He's the Center Manager, Constructions Trades Training Center over at Public Works Department. We also have Mr. Terran Stanford. He's the instructor, and we have two apprentices in the studio, Keanu McPhail and Demaya Ramon. And we're talking about their competition coming up on Tuesday, May 30th, 9 to 1. And during that day, they'll have the electrical, carpentry, and masonry competition, correct? And then on Wednesday, May 31st, from 9 to 1 as well, they'll have air conditioning and plumbing competition. Prize giving will be from 3 until 4 on that same day, the Wednesday. So there's a whole lot going on over at Public Works. You know, I had no idea because I'll pass to go pay my water bill, and it looks so quiet on the other side. So is a training school in that building as well?
Yes. So in the visitors car park, if you were to enter through the visitors car park, we actually work in the general space over there, underneath the classrooms, as it were. So we usually work in that.
So you're basically outdoors?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. All right. Now let's talk a little bit about the next registration, open registration for coming up for the new program. So when you're finished with this one.
Okay. Good morning again. Every year we tend to recruit for new apprentices. This year we have our application opens on May 30th. And this year we have gone digital because over the past years we have had paper-based application. This year it's actually online. There's an app that persons can scan, and it takes them right to the Public Works webpage where the application will be there. Currently the application is up, but it's not going to be open until the 30th. There's actually a countdown window there just to keep persons...
I saw the window this morning.
Right. Abreast that, okay, you need to come back in a few days. So come the 30th, the application will be open for youngsters between the age of, well, we said 16 to 29, but you know, interestingly, someone called me yesterday and said, "You sure about 16? Because I have a youngster who is 16 years old." But then one of the things, in order for you to enter, you'd have to complete high school. After completing high school, you'd have to complete your year 12 at SciFec, which means that that would take you to about age 17. So you must complete high school and you must complete year 12 at SciFec or at the college, because that's a part of the academic program with the Department of Education for you to tender your application.
Oh, so you must have some high school experience, or you must have graduated from high school?
Well, there are persons who would have been at the upper end of the age dimension, because we said 16 to 29.
Correct.
There are persons who may have been working for a number of years who may very well want a change of career or maybe want to upskill themselves. So once they come in, there are several evaluations that's done. Persons have to do a diagnostic test. They have to do a skills test as well, just to see exactly where they are, and that will give us an opportunity to place them accordingly. In fact, there are persons who might say, "I'm applying to be a carpenter," but after doing both testing, they may very well be suited for electrical, for argument's sake. So once they do both tests, then we place them based on the outcome from those tests.
Okay. Suppose someone have a GED, they finish their GED and want to sign up. Is that okay?
Well, it's open. I mean, outside of completing high school, there are persons who may have other kinds of certification. There are other persons who may have been working for a number of years. Let's say somebody might have, let me just clarify, not completed high school, but they're out there in the public working, not necessarily in the construction field, but want to take up an opportunity within the construction industry. It's open for those persons as well.
They'll be open for consideration, put it that way.
Most definitely.
Okay. Now, the last graduation for the program was in January.
Correct.
January of this year.
January of
and
this
you had
year.
30 graduates
Across
all
three
three
levels.
levels.
Correct.
Congratulations. That
Thank
is
you.
awesome. Even in the regular college, it's hard to get 30 students to graduate, in a program or something like that. Now, I want to address this to the apprentices in the room. We've got Kiana and Demaya. We know your focus area. We know you're electrical and you're looking at carpentry and architectural. Now, what would you say to someone out there, say your age, who they're listening and they want to join the program? What would you tell them?
The sky is not the limit because it goes beyond that. So
that's good. That's good.
And you never honestly know what you're really great at if you don't try. So no matter if you feel nervous or you doubt in yourself, learn to doubt your doubts and just shoot for it.
Okay. So what would you say your experience has been like so far, Ken?
A roller coaster ride. That's great. It's been honestly, it's been a great adventure. Like I said, having the people behind us like Dr. Andy, Mr. Stanford, Mr. Green, and just having great colleagues at your side as well too. You have your good days, you have your bad days, but we're all there for each other. We push each other no matter what. So honestly, the environment in there is great, and the experience that comes with it. At the end of the day, it's up to the individual themselves to take what they've learned to, and flip that and do good with it. But it's been a great opportunity, and I'm grateful.
You both work a whole day, and then you go to classes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
That's great. That's good. I'm telling you. I did it for a couple of years, and that was hard as an adult. So as a young person, I commend you for that. Now, Demaya, what was your experience like so far?
My experience has been, like you said, a roller coaster.
Why a roller coaster?
Because you have the days where you just get up and you don't feel like doing nothing. Because you're young enough, so you just days where you don't feel like doing nothing, but then your teachers and your colleagues push you, be like, "Man, we here already, so might as well just continue." He said it good. Like when you have your great employees, customers.
Is there anything about this that you don't like? Just one thing.
No holidays. You don't get no holidays.
Yeah, but you get
no break.
No breaks. So you don't get summer breaks like the regular schools, right?
No, sometimes.
But then you finish faster. Right.
Yeah.
So that's a plus.
That's a plus.
That's a plus.
It gives us a taste of like the real adult world and the real workforce, So it goes hand in hand. It's great.
Well, I want to say congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
And maybe next time when you have your graduation, you'll invite me. I'll come by and see what's going on. No, I'm just kidding. But Mr. Stanford, anything you'd like to leave with our listeners this morning before we let you go?
Well, as you would have indicated even during the break, it is important to learn a skill, not just as a backup, but, it sharpens your mind, helps to improve your discipline, and so on, and it's necessary. Skills, vocational education, supports a lot of economies around the world. So it's worthwhile to invest in a skill, and we would encourage young people, young and old, to learn a skill.
Is that a hint for me to go back to carpentry?
You may very well want to consider that.
Well, we saw what happened after Hurricane Ivan. We needed so many skilled people on the island, and they just weren't there. So I want to congratulate Kiana and Demaya. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Dr. Francis, you got 30 seconds to or less to wrap up.
Well, I'd just like to say thanks to our industry partners for the support over the years, and of course to the leadership of Public Works for the great support that they have given us, and of course to our Ministry of Planning, Agriculture, Housing and Infrastructure, and the leadership of that department for the support that they have given us over the past years.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being in the studio this morning. I learned so much, and I wish you all the best. And may the best man or woman wins at the competition. We're going to take a break. Coming up, we've got news, weather, traffic, and we'll be back with segment 2 of the Business Buzz. Thanks to our sponsor, Cayman Insurance Center.
Radio Cayman time check now, 8 a.m. This time check brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
So it's your turn to cook tonight. What are we having?
Well, we have chicken thighs, pork chop, sirloin steak, ground chicken, or beef stir fry.
Wow, so many options.
Yeah, I got them from the Foster's Pick 5 selection. You can choose any 5 specially marked packs for $19.99. The meat is always fresh and never previously frozen. It's the perfect way to stock up for the week.
So all of this only costs $19.99?
It sure did.
Pick 5 is available at all locations and selection may vary between stores. Foster's, better value because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Cabinet's weekly sit-down on May 17th shows a number of items dealt with, including the approval of Cayman Airways Limited pilot's salary range, as well as the publication of government's first quarter unaudited financial report. Cayman's leaders agreed to the purchase of some land for, quote, public usage and the benefit of future generations, as well as an exemption for the Cayman Islands Monetary Authority from work permit requirements for a set amount of time. In terms of cash, Cabinet gave the green light to reduce appropriations from 4 2022 output groups under the portfolio of the Civil Service, moving that $310,000 cash to the more broad line item of 2023 equity injection for POCs. Finally, they approved 6 new notaries public and noted the Office of the Police Commissioner's 2022 annual report. The Cayman Islands National Museum says it's expanding to a satellite location in West Bay. Here's Radio Cayman's April Cummings.
According to the National Museum's newsletter, the collection of artifacts, artwork, and interactive exhibits have grown beyond the capacity at the Old Courts building in Georgetown. It's been the home of the museum for more than 30 years. With a collection now of more than 10,000 items, the new location in West Bay will allow them to showcase even more of the island's history and culture. The newsletter says they continue to have changing exhibitions at the current location, but they hope the new satellite location will allow them to offer an even more immersive and comprehensive museum experience. April Cummings, Radio Cayman News.
And join the Central Caribbean Marine Institute this morning to discuss the impacts of isolation and protection, long-term trends in coral community structure on Little Cayman. Radio Cayman's Felicia Rankin-Solins has more.
The Reef Lecture will examine how coral reefs are under continued pressure from the impacts of natural and anthropogenic stressors, leading to large-scale global shifts in coral reef ecosystems. The Caribbean has undergone extensive loss of both corals and fish over the last 50 years, primarily from recurrent outbreaks of disease, the loss of key herbivores, overfishing, and climate-induced coral bleaching. CCMI researchers have been monitoring reef community structure on an annual basis since 1999 in Little Cayman, tracking coral cover, diversity, colony size, and species composition, as well as the density, biomass, and diversity of fish assemblages. Join CCMI to learn what their long-running monitoring efforts tell us about the health and resiliency of coral reefs. It takes place Monday, June 5th, 2023, 6 p.m. at the Ritz-Carlton Grand Cayman. Register by visiting reefresearch.org. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which will take us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller from Radio Cayman's Newsroom.
BBC News with Moira Alderson. The Russian mercenary group Wagner says its forces are pulling out of the Ukrainian city of Bakhmut. Yevgeny Prigozhin, the group's chief, said its positions were being handed over to the Russian army. He said the battle had killed 20,000 of his men. A deal to station Russian nuclear weapons in Belarus has been signed by the two countries' defence ministers. The plan to store Russian missiles in Belarus was announced by President Putin in March. Russia has accused Ukraine of unacceptable terrorist activity after US media reports suggested a drone attack on the Kremlin was carried out by Kyiv. Ukraine has denied all involvement in the incident. A noodle seller in Vietnam has been jailed for 5.5 years after he ridiculed one of the most powerful members of the government. Bui Tuan Lam posted a video mimicking the theatrical gestures of the celebrity chef Salt Bae, whose restaurant the communist politician To Lam had visited in London. The minister was filmed eating gold-covered steak. A man armed with a gun and a knife has killed 3 people, including 2 police officers in central Japan. Police have surrounded a building in Nakano City. Germany's economy has slid into recession after contracting by 0.3% in the first quarter of the year. Continued high prices led to reduced household spending. UN prosecutors say one of the last fugitives wanted over the Rwandan genocide in 1994 has been arrested in South Africa. Fulgent Kayishema, wanted for more than 20 years, is accused of organising the murders of about 2,000 Tutsi refugees in 1994. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com. Are you tired of waiting in long lines at the pharmacy just to fill a prescription?
If what, child, let me tell you.
Well, now you can save time and money with ValueMed's online prescription service. Visit ValueMed's new website, valrx.com, and click the Refill Subscriptions button. Fill in your information and choose your preferred pickup location. Or email your prescription refills for ValueMed Walkers Road at rx-wr@valrx.com, and for ValueMed in Boddentown, email rx-bt@valrx.com. Say goodbye to the hassle of waiting in lines and hello to the convenience of online prescriptions with ValueMed Pharmacy. Visit valrx.com to place your orders today.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store, or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
When I first started going to Healthcare Pharmacy, it was because it was convenient. But over the years, I continued to shop there because I trusted them. One day I was picking up my prescription, and the pharmacist noticed an over-the-counter medication in my basket. She said, "I hope that's not yours. It will interact with your prescription." And I thought, wow, thank you. Trust is so important when it comes to your health. Healthcare Pharmacy, with 2 locations, Grand Harbor and Governor Square, where they care about my health.
How life treating you? I don't know how you do it. Traffic, errands, and don't forget work and chores. There is no time. I need to get Sarah a dental check, and Grandpa needs a checkup too.
Oh, I'm no supermom at all. But if you need all services under one roof, look no further. Try Total Health. They offer such great quality care, and we're able to work with my entire family and our busy schedule. Guess what? They are open 6 days a week and welcome walk-ins too.
Total Health at Grand Pavilion on West Bay Road. From Junior's X-rays to your daughter's dental care, their suite of services encompasses diabetology, ophthalmology, gynecology, ENT, physiotherapy, pharmacy, on-site laboratory, imaging, and the list goes on. Total Health is your one-stop convenient family healthcare solution. All the services of a hospital without the hassle.
Total Health in Grand Pavilion. Change the way you manage your family's health. Visit www.totalhealth.ky or call 333-2222.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
All right, good morning, my friends. Let's take a look at your latest weather. Just about 9 minutes after 8 o'clock. Nice and sunny on the outside. Present temperature 82 degrees, but it feels like 91. Winds are out of the southwest at 8 miles per hour. Relative humidity 78%. Barometric pressure is at 29.77 and steady. Light winds and smooth seas are expected to continue for the next few days in association with a weak pressure gradient over the northwest Caribbean. Our forecast for today calls for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of afternoon showers and possible thunder. Temperatures will rise to the upper 80s with a heat index of 103 degrees Fahrenheit. You really feel it when you walk out when the sun is at its highest. It's really hot. Winds will be south to southwest at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be smooth with wave heights less than 2 feet. Later this evening, partly cloudy skies, cloudy spells, 40% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the mid-70s. Winds will be light and variable. Seas will be smooth with wave heights less than 2 feet. Low tide is coming up in the next hour at 9:21. It's going to be high at 2:23 this afternoon and low at 8:20 this evening. Sunset will be at 6:56, and the outlook is for similar weather conditions through Saturday morning. And that, my friends, is the latest weather brought to you by our good friends at CG Britke.
Mommy, why can't dogs talk? Why do I have to go to school and you don't? Why do you sing in the morning when you're bad at it? Why don't you brush your teeth when you take me to school? Why doesn't it ever snow here? Why does Daddy take the bus to work? Why are trees so tall? Why don't you tell me where babies come from? Mommy, Mommy, Mommy!
We're like a kid that doesn't ask a million questions before noon. CG Britke. Good like that.
The 8:12 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britke, where people come first.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
Achieving our goals is rewarding, but at times can feel frustrating, especially if and when we miss our target. As you approach your goals in life, set yourself up for success.
When setting your goals, keep it positive. The human brain does not work very well in the negative. For example, if told not to think about pink elephants, most people's brains go straight to a pink elephant. When setting goals, focus on what you are doing rather than what you are not going to do. For example, instead of saying to yourself not to go on Facebook, say to yourself that you will study more.
Change your thinking and change your life.
During these unprecedented times, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Cayman Strong Series. The Cayman Strong Series is brought to you by Encourse Cayman. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
These days, feelings of loneliness, anxiety, stress, and depression can be overwhelming. Just know you are not alone. Encourse Cayman offers private mental health services for children, teens, adults, and groups. Visit encourse.ky to view a full list of wellness services and their qualified team. Encourse Cayman, health, wellness, and happiness.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
All right, let's take a look at your traffic movements this morning time. Of course, coming out of the eastern districts, heading into Georgetown. The usual morning headache of having to run into some traffic. Looking down at the east-west arterial, it seems to have cleared up so far. But of course, the traffic still along the Linford-Pearson as well as Crew Road, also on Bobby Thompson Way, turning onto Huldah Avenue, slow-paced traffic. Some continuing on to Elgin Avenue, some continuing on. trying to head on to the Tibbets, of course, you'll have traffic to contend with. Looking down at West Bay Road from the Ritz-Carlton, traffic flowing smoothly into the Georgetown area. And of course, heading into North Church Street onto Seafarers Way, South Church Street. And of course, Cotton Avenue, 4th Street, experience some stop and go traffic in some instances. Lots of pedestrian movements with 2 cruise ships in port. Looking at Shannon Road, light traffic at the moment, some pedestrian crossings, as well as Edward Street, light traffic, pedestrian crossing at the zebra crosswalks. And of course, just still some traffic to deal with coming into the Georgetown area, which of course will dissipate later on this morning. And Cayman Brack at Little Cayman, light traffic. If you're heading towards the airport, very light traffic along Roberts Drive. And of course, the day will get better until the lunchtime hour where it will start to pick up again. Of course, we will have a traffic update for you just after 12:15. And of course, brought to you by our good friends at Subway. Buckle up, stay safe.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips for all occasions and celebrations. Let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Planning a meeting, event, or office celebration? Visit subway.ky to place your catering order today.
Whether it's routine care or highly complex surgery, when it comes to your health, you want the best. Health City has Cayman's most comprehensive range of in-house medical services. Recognized for quality and excellence, Health City brings together expert doctors, the best technology, and the latest techniques to understand your health and ensure you get the care you need. From Camana Bay to East End, you can trust the team at Health City. Health City, world-class healthcare within your reach.
Can you tell me what does a turtle do on his birthday? He celebrates!
Celebrate your loved one's special birthday with a birthday shout-out live on For the Record with Mr. Oret Connor, only on Radio Cayman. WhatsApp your loved one's name to 925-3261. That's 925-3261. Radio Cayman's birthday shout-outs live on For the Record with Mr. Oret Connor every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Brought to you by life insurance agents Michael Webster and Randy Lawson from Cayman Insurance Center. Don't take chances with your family's future.
Happy birthday to ya! Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning and welcome back to the Business Buzz, our second and final segment for this morning. It's 17 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're putting the focus once again on Cayman Art Week. Why? Because it's important. We had Miss Natalie Urquhart last week, I think it was last week Tuesday, and we discussed Cayman Art Week. But we think it's important. So we have in the studio this morning Ms. Jessica Ebanks. Jessica is a team volunteer with Cayman Arts Week. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Like I said, it's important that we get the message out there that Cayman Art Week is upon us.
Yes, absolutely. It's coming right up.
Coming right up. So once again, just for those who might have missed that interview with Natalie last week, let's talk about just what exactly is Cayman Art Week?
Yeah, absolutely. So Cayman Art Week is running next week from the 30th of May to the 3rd of June. And it's a week long of all different participating arts venues across all 3 islands. There's going to be open studios, different galleries participating, different bus tours. So it's a really great way to experience all of the amazing artists and art spaces that we have across Cayman.
Awesome. Now, I was thinking this morning, Jessica, before you came in, you have galleries and then you have open studios.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between a gallery and an open studio?
Yeah, so a gallery are established gallery spaces like we have at the Ritz-Carlton, the Kennedy Gallery, places like that are, long-standing that we've known for a long time. And open studios are individual artists opening up their working art studios for the public to view. So that's really exciting because some of these artist studios, their workspaces, aren't normally open to the public or as advertised. So that's a really great chance for people to get in and see the artists' process, get to meet the individual artists, see where they work, see where they create.
So some of the galleries are, say, Kennedy Gallery. You have, I'm looking at a list here, White Dog. I've never heard about some of these galleries.
Yeah, and that's what's pretty amazing is that the art scene in Cayman is really growing. There is a lot more once you start looking and start discovering just what's actually here on island. Yeah.
You want to list them for us?
Yeah, for sure. So participating galleries, we've got several across all three islands. I mentioned the Ritz Gallery, Kennedy Gallery. We've got Pure Art, of course, in South Sound. We've got Carlos V. Garcia Gallery in the Grove, which is a new spot that's been open for about a year now. Open studios, we have White Dog Art Studio that you mentioned. That's in Breakers. That's by artist Renata Seffer. We've got Kay Smith Studio, Al Ebanks Studio on Shedden Road, which is he always hosts a great party, which is really fun on a Friday night. And we've got the Visual Art Society's studio at Pedro St. James. They're celebrating their 45th anniversary this year, so they're going to be hosting a lot of nice events throughout the week to celebrate that. And then we've got some really interesting pop-up spaces as well. So these will be locations that are just happening throughout next week, specifically for Cayman Art Week. So that's artists coming together to open like a 1 week only temporary show. So it's a really nice chance to see some of these new spaces that'll only be around for that week. So we're having some pop-up venues in Camana Bay. There's going to be a gallery called The Hub, and that's at the former location of Tom Foodery Restaurant right there on the main Paseo in Camana Bay. That'll be 10 different artists having a week-long show in there. And we've also got a pop-up fashion and streetwear exhibition in Georgetown. That's by local designers Jawara Elaine and Josh Pearl. So many different exciting things to see.
Yeah, it's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go back to when you start. You start Tuesday, May 30th. That's the start of Cayman Art Week, and it will continue to Saturday, June 3rd. Now, I want to do this day by day.
Yeah.
I want to break it down.
Okay.
You know that song, Break It Down?
Yeah.
I want to break it down. So let's start with the first. Let's start with Tuesday. What do we have on Tuesday?
Yeah. So right off the bat, a lot of these galleries and studios and pop-ups, they have their own individual opening hours throughout the week. So because there's so many different venues, they might have different opening hours. So I would encourage anyone who's interested in visiting these individual spaces to check the Cayman Art Week website, and that way you can find the opening times for all of these spaces. On the Tuesday evening, we start off with a private sponsors event that evening, and then the Wednesday evening we move into a new opening at the National Gallery. They're opening their new biennial exhibition, the third Cayman Biennial, so that's in celebration of Cayman Art Week as well. And then Thursday is when it really gets exciting because that's when it kicks off our first of our 3 bus tours. So we're going to be having Thursday evening, we call it Caw West. So that's all participating venues along the 7 Mile Beach Strip. And we're having hop-on, hop-off bus tours from 6 till 9 p.m. on Thursday evening. So those are all along the 7 Mile Beach Strip. And we're going to be having buses rotating in a hop-on, hop-off format. And those are free for anyone who would like to attend. At any of the participating locations, you can hop on a bus and it'll take you right along and take you on a tour throughout. There's 9 venues. So it's a nice way to, choose your own adventure. There's no set route or time that you have to go. It'll be running from 6 to 9. So whenever you want to join in, and you can also, if you don't want to take the buses, you can also jump
in your car.
Jump in your car. Yeah.
And that's from 6 to 9, you say, right?
Yes, that's on Thursday. So then on Friday...
And there's no admission fee or anything?
No, those are all free, yeah. And all of the venues are free admission as well.
All right.
Yeah.
So which is your favorite stop, Jessica?
Ooh, I I didn't actually get to see many of the stops last year. I was on the bus the whole time. So this year I'm excited. I will be on the buses on Thursday night. But on Friday, I will not be on the buses. I'll actually get to go and enjoy some of the events. So I'm looking forward to Friday. That's our Caw Central. So that's our Georgetown evening. So again, we're doing the hop-on, hop-off buses there from 6 till 9 p.m. in central Georgetown. And it kicks off with a big party along Cardinal Avenue called Art in the City. That's co-hosted by our partners at Georgetown Revitalization. So the party there kicks off from 5 p.m. That's like a cocktail reception hour along Cardinal Avenue, the newly pedestrianized, section of that road.
Ah, I love it.
Yeah. And so they'll have
is that,
music.
Sorry. Is that a free event? Can anybody else come in?
Yeah. So that's
Okay,
free.
okay.
That's on Cardinal Avenue from 5 p.m. And then the buses will start from 6 until 9 again.
Okay.
So the same hop-on, hop-off format in Georgetown. And we have 14 participating venues in Georgetown this year.
Do you want to name some of them?
Yeah. So the National Museum is going to be open late. They have their art exhibition on right now. So anyone who'd like to view that. And then there's Guy Harvey Gallery, 3 Girls in a Kiln studio, which is right beside Guy Harvey and the museum. So it's a nice little...
Because they moved from Kamana Bay to the waterfront.
Yes. Yeah. They have a beautiful waterfront studio there now. And then we've got Al Ebanks Studio, some pop-up spaces, like I mentioned, the art and fashion called Streetwear exhibition by Jawara Alain and Josh Pearl, and a lot of other great spaces.
And they'll be on Cardinal itself, right?
Around central Georgetown. So a lot of those are within walking distance of each other, but there is the buses running as well for anyone who would like to.
Where is Ali Banks?
His is on Shedden Road.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're also having Cricket Square is doing art tours as well of their art collection. So all around Georgetown, there'll be events happening.
All right. So to get the bus, how does that work?
Yeah, so there'll be kind of a main bus stop at Cardinal Avenue, but again, it'll be running on a loop. There'll be about 3 different buses running throughout the evening, and those will all have the big Cayman Art Week red logo on them.
Okay, like on your T-shirt.
Yes, like on my T-shirt. Yeah, so it's really easy to identify which venues are participating because they all have flags outside with the red dots.
Okay.
So anytime, anywhere you see the big red Cayman Art Week logo, you'll know, okay, I'm in the right spot.
I love it. Jessica, it's nice having you in the studio this morning. Jessica is a team volunteer with Cayman Art Week, and you've been doing this is your second year, you said, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you're looking forward to it. When do you start getting ready for the third, say next year? When do you start? Do you start right after this is finished?
Yeah, well, there's a little bit of downtime and wrap up afterwards, of course. But yeah, we look forward to next year. We take surveys and feedback every year to learn what's working. This is our 3rd year doing this, so it's still a new project. It's a big project. So we're learning as we go and building on the success each year. So yeah, we really want to keep the energy up and start looking ahead as to what went well this year and how we can grow in future years.
Most of the time you're on the bus. What do you do on the bus?
So as the bus guide, I'm helping people get safely between the venues and, act as a bit of a tour guide, telling them what's coming up next. All right, so now we're at Kennedy Gallery. Next, we're going to the Ritz. Here's the artists you can expect there. This is what they're doing. So yeah, just informing people of what they can expect to see and making sure that everyone gets safely between point A and point B.
I can see you're all excited about it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Now, you know what? We're going to take a quick break. Good morning to Silver Fox in the next studio. I forgot to say good morning, Silver Fox. He's having his coffee, I guess. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll continue the discussion with Jessica. Thanks to our sponsor this morning, Cayman Insurance Center.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
And for 45 years, we have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center,
specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Cayman Art Week brings you 5 days of art events and exhibitions from Tuesday the 30th of May to Saturday the 3rd of June, all free and open to the public. Visit galleries and studios anytime throughout the week or hop on one of the buses running guided tours around a different district each night. Don't miss this chance to explore Cayman's local art scene. Meet some of the artists or buy some art of your own. Check out what's happening each day, where the party's at, and how to catch a bus tour by visiting CaymanArtWeek.com.
Washing your clothes in cold water can save you 90% of your washing machine energy usage.
Using LED light bulbs uses 75% less energy than regular bulbs, and they last 25 times longer. Keeping your appliances and equipment cleaned and maintained regularly will reduce your monthly electricity bill.
The do-it-yourself energy audits on energy.gov.ky make it easy to find ways to save energy and money in your home or business.
Complete an energy audit of your home or business before 31st of May 2023 to be entered into a prize giveaway. Prizes include a $5,000 gift certificate to Home Gas and gift certificates to Cooling Pros, Foam Pros, Costyless, and Foster's.
To learn more, visit energy.gov.ky today and follow the National Energy Policy on Facebook and Instagram.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
It's now 8:30. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the Business Buzz, and we have in the studio Cayman Art Week team volunteer, Miss Jessica E. Banks. And Jessica, I'm learning so much from you about Cayman Art Week this morning. So much more. You have on a T-shirt with a red dot.
Yes.
And it says Cayman Art Week.
Yep.
What does our red dot symbolize?
So the red dot, whenever an artwork is sold, you'll always be able to tell that it's sold because they place a red circular sticker beside it. So we wanted to take that, international mark of art sales and incorporate that into our logo, so it's really recognizable.
So if I come out to one of the shows, say I come to Kennedy Art Gallery and I see a piece of art and it has a red stick on it.
Sorry, somebody else has already bought it. Yeah.
Oh, does that happen during Cayman Art Week?
Yeah. So
you have lots of pieces sold before the end of the end of the event.
Yeah, so this is a great opportunity to not only learn about and view some of the works on display, but all the artwork will be for sale as well at each of the venues.
Okay. Yeah. So now we have 40 venues across all 3 islands, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and there are galleries, there are open studios, and you have those pop-up exhibitions.
Right, yes.
Now, let's talk a little bit more about the pop-ups.
Yeah, so the pop-ups, like I mentioned, these are venues that are temporarily open just for Art Week. So it's 1 week, your chance to see these venues that might not come around again. So we've got our hub gallery in Camana Bay, which is kind of the central information location, and also an exhibition in the former Tom Foodery location in Camana Bay there. So that'll be a great place, throughout the week if you want to come in there, not only to see the artwork. We've got 10 local artists featured in there. We've got Simon Tatum, Reno Jackson, Chris Mann, many others. But it's also a great way to learn more about the Cayman Art Week program, pick up a copy of the map, talk to our team members there who can let you know what's happening throughout the week. So that's one pop-up. We've also got Island House Design Studio in Georgetown. So that's an interior design studio that's going to be hosting some local artists for Art Week. We've got Jason Kennedy, a well-known artist, is popping up with a new studio space in Camana Bay as well at the former Audiophile location right beside the physiotherapy line.
Okay.
Yeah, the physiotherapy clinic. Okay. So some really interesting spaces. We've even got Optique, the optometrist in Queen's Court, having some artists being featured at their space. So some really unusual and spaces that you wouldn't think that would host art exhibitions are getting involved. Yeah.
Optique could have that.
Yeah, it just kind of
goes there for my glasses.
Yeah, it goes to show the creativity. When you just experiment and kind of open up and see what can be possible for the week.
Art can go anywhere.
Yeah,
we can have it right here on this wall.
Exactly. We should have a pop-up venue here next year.
We should.
Yeah.
That would be great. No, let's elaborate on the special events that will be taking place as part of Cayman Art Week. I know one of them Natalie spoke about last week was about the bus trip Eastern District.
Yes, so that's a really nice event. So the Thursday and the Friday bus tours, like I mentioned, in West Bay and Georgetown, those are the hop-on, hop-off tours. But Saturday is more of a guided bus tour. So that one you do have to book in advance for, and it's a ticketed event, so tickets are $10. They can be purchased on EventPro. So that one is a really nice way. It's a nice daytime event where you're staying on the bus and getting a guided tour out into the Eastern Districts to visit these venues. So it leaves from the National Gallery at 10 a.m., so you can go and park your car there and board the bus, and it takes you through South Sound. We've got Avril Ward's art gallery at Sunset House there. We've got Miss Lassie's Cottage, which is open and is a stop on the tour venue. I know a lot of people will be really excited about that because, you know, it's always great to visit Miss Lassie's Cottage when it's open for tours.
I always wanted to.
Yes, yeah. So it's a great chance to come and see Miss Lassie's Cottage. And then it continues on east. We've got a stop at Pedro St. James for the Visual Art Society. They have their studio there. And it's Visual Art Society's 45th anniversary this year. So it's a big milestone for them. Yeah, big milestone for them. And they're hosting a lot of special events throughout Art Week. So they'll have an open studio there, have lots of artists present. And then we continue on to a couple of studios in Breakers and Boddentown. So K. Smith Art Studio and White Dog Art Studio, both in Breakers. So it's a nice way to take a beautiful Saturday drive and view some of these venues.
White Dog
Art Studio. Yes.
Is that an open? Is it going to be an open studio?
Yeah. So that's the studio of artist Renata Seffer, and she named it White Dog after her own dog. Okay. Yes. So and that's kind of her signature in a lot of her paintings. She'll have her white dog present in her paintings.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and then you'll return back to Georgia.
Yes. So it comes back to the National Gallery at about 3 p.m.
Okay. So I have to make a reservation if I want to be in that, right?
Yeah. So for that one, tickets cost $10. You can book online on eventpros.com. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you have a contact number that in case anybody's got any question or?
Yeah, the best way to find out any more information really is to go on our website at caymanartweek.com. So I've been speaking to so many of our venues and events, but of course there's more than I can talk about today. But the website has everything listed. So that'll have profiles of all the different venues, participating venues and studios and pop-ups. It'll have social media links to all of those different spaces. It has the details of the event, so the bus tours, the special receptions that are happening throughout the week. So everything you can hope to learn is on caymanartweek.com, and we do post a lot of updates on social media as well. So follow along with our Facebook and Instagram pages.
Awesome. Now, would there be lunch on that bus trip?
Yeah, so there will be refreshments included. Yeah.
Oh, refreshments.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Art. I love art. I can't.
Who doesn't?
I can only draw a stick man, and even that I do a bad job at. Now, Cayman Art Week, promoting artists and art in the Cayman Islands. That's huge, Jessica.
Yeah, it's really exciting. There is so much local talent here on island, and not just in Grand Cayman. That's what we've been speaking to mostly, but on our sister islands as well. And we've got venues participating there. Gordon Solomon and Simone Scott in the BRAC are hosting events at their studios, and the Little Cayman Museum and Debbie Trucan in Little Cayman as well. So it's amazing. It's a great opportunity throughout this week for artists to open up their doors to the public, let people see what they're creating, get an insight into the talent that we have here on island, and support our artists as well. Come out, show them your support, show them that you're interested, and really just be able to experience something new and different.
As Cayman Art Week continues to grow each year, do you think that at some point will cater to international or tourists who would want to come down for this amazing week?
Yeah, I think that is kind of the long-term.
Is that in the works?
Yeah, that's that long-term, looking into the future. That is kind of the vision of the event. We started in 2021 really as a response to the pandemic. So many of our artists and creatives were impacted by the lockdowns and limited opportunities for sales and visibility of their work then. So we started this initiative to get the local support and raise the profile and celebrate the arts that we have on island. But looking ahead, we'd love for this to be an event that's on the international calendar where people mark their calendars and know that Cayman Art Week is happening every year. They can come down, they can get an unparalleled, artistic experience for that week on island. And we have support from the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, as well as other, really supportive partners and sponsors to help us make sure that this event is sustainable long term and that we can keep on supporting our artists and keep on growing this event.
I love the idea. We have what, Pirates Week, we have Badabano, and to add Cayman Art Week to this, we have other events. The fashion show we just had. Oh, shoot me! I should know. I should know the name of it. But Miss Norma and those folks.
In Style. Right?
In Style. That's it. In Style. Cayman in Style. That was another event that attract visitors to the island. So I'm looking forward to Cayman Art Week becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And we have so many artists like you, creative people on the island and this is an awesome way for them to display, to be visible, and of course, to have future sales.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Art sales. Do you have any idea what that is like in the Cayman Islands, Jessica?
Yeah.
Top of your head?
Well, I'm not the expert on that, of course, but we do, we have reported that over the last couple of years, Cayman Art Week has generated $200,000 in sales each year. So it is a good opportunity for artists to, raise, make increased sales during that week when there is more traffic being driven into these venues. So it is a great way to not only and if you don't purchase anything on the day, that's absolutely fine. There's no pressure to make a sale. But even just getting to know these artists and seeing, oh, yeah, I've driven past this studio for every day on my commute, and I've always wondered what's here. I've never been in, and it's a great chance to go in. And then, you'll know for next time. Maybe you want to add to your art collection in the future, and you'll know that it's there.
Or buy a piece for somebody else,
yes.
Right? Jessica, let's get a little bit more personal about you. You are a team volunteer with Cayman Art Week.
Yeah.
Cayman Art Week.
Yeah.
Why did you want to become involved with this?
Yeah, so it's my second year being involved. Last year, I was a bit more full-time helping out with lots of project coordination, and it's a really great project to be involved in. So I came back on board this year to help out with some of the bus tours and just, show my support again. It's a really nice way to get to know a lot of the local artists and creatives on island. Everyone is so excited about this week. There's a real buzz of energy in the creative community about this event. So it's so exciting to be a part of. And just really putting on a community event that offers so many great opportunities for the public to attend and has so many benefits, not only for the artists, but the wider community as well. So I look forward to it every year.
It sounds like fun with this hop off bus tours.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of fun. So
rather driving your own car and you're like bored,
Yeah.
You want to go with other people where they can discussing, art and just about everything that you want to hear.
Yeah,
about.
For sure. It's a really fun atmosphere. So when you get on these buses and you kind of...
And you're on the bus, so you will know, right?
Yeah. So each bus will have Cayman Art Week team members on it. So you won't be just left to your own devices, not knowing where you're heading next. Right. There'll always be a person on board who can tell you more information about where you're heading, help you, get from point A to point B, get you excited about the next stop on the tour. So.
And you say at the end of Cayman Art Week, you'll be able to make purchase pieces.
Yeah, so throughout...
Unless there's a red dot on it.
Yeah, unless there's a red dot, then somebody else has it first. But yeah, throughout the week, so anytime you visit these venues, the art will be for sale then.
Okay. We've got to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll wrap up with Jessica Ebanks, Cayman Art Week team volunteer. Thanks to our sponsor this morning, Cayman Insurance Center. Thank you so much for coming on board, sponsoring the Business Buzz.
At Kirk's Home Center, we can make your life much better. We got it all together. We got a great deal in store for you. From cookware to stereos, from power tools to plumbing supplies. Yeah, we got the best goods with the best price and a service to make you smile. At Kirk's Home Center, we got a great deal in store for you.
The University College of Cayman Islands, UCCI, invites the community to the Resembid TVET Career Fair and Symposium happening today, Thursday, May 25th. Taking place at the UCCI Sir Vassal Johnson Hall. The career fair is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and the symposium runs from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. The Cayman Islands is poised to become a more self-sufficient country, and to achieve this, the workforce must comprise highly skilled individuals. This is a great opportunity for prospective practitioners, students, parents, employees, and employers to interact. The UCCI Resembid TVET Career Fair and Symposium happening today, Thursday, May 25th, at the UCCI Sir Vassal Johnson Hall. Career Fair is from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and the symposium from 5 p.m. to 7:30 p.m.
Attention North Side and East End residents. The Department of Environmental Health North Side and East End residents bulk waste collection will take place between May 22nd to the 27th. This bulk waste collection will replace the traditional year-end collection. Household appliances, furniture, and other items too large to be handled by the weekly DEH collection crews should be placed by the roadside where it is easily accessible to DEH collection crews. Metals and vegetation should also be separated from other bulk items. Do not obstruct the roadway or storm drains or place tires, construction and demolition waste, hazardous materials, or electronics. For more information on the North Side and East End bulk waste collection from May 22nd to the 27th, please contact DEH's Solid Waste Management Section at 949-6696.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
And we're looking at Cayman Art Week beginning on Tuesday, May 30th, and that will take us through to Saturday, June 3rd. And it's going to be a big week. It's going to be exciting. I'm excited. I can't even paint, but I'm excited. We have in the studio with us, in case you missed her, Ms. Jessica Ebanks. Jessica is a team volunteer with Cayman Art Week. Jessica, volunteerism is a great way to be.
Mm-hmm.
I like to volunteer too, but I don't have the time. So when I do, I volunteer for different stuff. What would you say to that person out there who would like to volunteer, especially for Cayman Art Week, if you need volunteers?
Yeah, so we're a pretty small organization, volunteer-led, volunteer-run. So it's a small team, but we do a lot, and we're always looking for more help. So if you want to help out during some of the events next week, we'd love to have some extra support. So anyone who's interested can send an email to info@caymanartweek.com. So we're looking for volunteers on our bus tours. If you're comfortable with speaking and you want to engage with the public and help usher them throughout the venues, or if you just want to support at some of these individual events, we'd love to have you. Or if you can't volunteer at the events as well, I'm sure there'll be kind of prep work in the lead up to the big show next week. So any kind of behind the scenes work throughout the day, many hands make light work. Yeah,
that's right. So you want to say thanks to your sponsors? You have the mic.
Yeah, absolutely. So I haven't mentioned yet, but there is no participating fee for any of the artists or venues who want to be involved in this, and that's thanks to support from our sponsors. So we've got lead sponsors back again this year: Provenance Properties, Georgetown Revitalization, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Culture, and our partners at the National Gallery of the Cayman Islands as well. So because of their support, this event can be free for the community to enjoy and free for the participating galleries and venues as well.
So you have the full program of events that's available on your website.
Yes, yeah. So that's CaymanArtWeek.com.
Okay. And you can download the Cayman Art Week map.
Yes, yeah. So I haven't spoken about the map yet, but the map is great because, as I said, we've got about 40 venues this year, and the map has them all listed out. So that's a good way if you're not planning on taking the bus tours, if you can't, but you still want to make your way around. The map has every space listed out on there, so it's a good way to navigate.
And you said also the website will show you the artists featured there, the bios, and you'll have each gallery, the studio, pop-ups.
Yeah. So the website is an amazing resource that has links to all the different participating venues as well. So, if we'll have their opening times and links to their social media pages too. So CaymanArtWeek.com is a central resource to click through and learn more about each of these spaces and venues.
You're also on Facebook and
Yes,
Instagram.
everything is Cayman Art Week. So Facebook, Instagram.
Okay. Now, let's talk a little bit about the benefits. We did mention some, but what are the benefits for the artists? The galleries, and even for patrons who take part, who take in all of this Cayman Art Week events.
Yeah, so it's a really fun week. There's so much going on. There's so much amazing energy and buzz and excitement, and a lot of visibility for these artists and these galleries. So, of course, many of these are established spaces that have been around for years, but some of these are newer spaces, pop-up spaces. So during this week where we're having more attention turned towards our artists is a great opportunity for everyone, not only the artists themselves to, have their work amplified, but of course the community who may be curious about learning more about the arts. So a really good opportunity for everyone to celebrate, learn more, get interested, get engaged with the arts.
Come on out and be a part of Cayman Art Week.
Yeah.
I can't emphasize that more. That's why we have you back on the show.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. And just in case the folks missed it, Cayman Art Week will begin on Tuesday, May 30th, and will go through until Saturday, June 3rd. And that Saturday, to me, I love the Saturday, with the bus tour going up east.
Yeah, the Saturday is really nice. After all of the evening events on the previous few nights, it's fun and busy and party atmosphere. And then the Saturday is a really nice, kind of more relaxing, take your time a little bit more to spend at each of these spaces. Have a nice ride out east. So the Saturday is a lovely tour.
Now, there's no fee for artists or the venues, right?
Correct, yeah.
Okay. So if I'm an artist and I'm one of the 40 artists, I wish I was one of the 40 artists and I had my artwork, I want my artwork to be displayed. I'll take it, say, let's use Kennedy Gallery again as an example. How does that process work? Who do artists connect with to get that the ball rolling?
Yeah, so it's 40 venues, many more than 40 artists. So each venue can have multiple artists on display in it. So if you're an artist with your own art studio and you want to open that up to the public for that week, you can get in touch with Cayman Art Week by visiting our website as well, that same info@Cayman Art Week email address, and say, hey, I have an art studio in this location. I'd love to open it up. These are my opening hours throughout the week. Could you include me? So that's a certain way. Or if you're an individual artist and you have a relationship with the gallery already who's showing your work, then again, you can be involved in that way.
And I guess if you are an artist, you should be networking somewhere.
Yeah.
With someone. People.
Yeah, and this is a good chance as well. Maybe if you're an emerging artist, a newer artist, and you don't have gallery representation, or you're just kind of dipping your toe into the art scene, Cayman Art Week, any of these events are a nice way for artists to network and meet each other, and think about maybe not if you didn't participate this year. Well, you can come to the events and see about showing your work in a gallery next year, or organizing your own pop-up space for next year.
I love the pop-up space.
Yeah, those are fun.
That's a great idea. Now, before I let you go, Jessica, I know you have work to do. You have planning to get done for Cayman Art Week. So just recap for our listeners what's going on for Cayman Art Week.
Yes, so it is week-long series of events, open studios, galleries, bus tours, all sorts of fun things happening throughout the week of Tuesday, May 30th through Saturday, June 3rd. We're changing in 2 months. Time is flying. So many events happening throughout that week. You can always check on our website, CaymanArtWeek.com, to learn more about the full schedule. Most of these events are free for the public to attend, and it's a really fun way to learn about our amazing talent on island.
Well, I want to wish you Cayman Art Week. I wish you all the best, and hopefully next year. I think when Natalie was on, we upped that that goal of that target of 200,000 to 300,000.
Yeah.
So
yeah, of course.
So next time you guys are back in the studio, I want to hear that this raised 300,000 for the artist.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be amazing, right? Well, it can happen.
Yes, of course.
Because you'll get bigger every year.
Yeah, of course. The more people come out and support, then the more.
Right.
Yeah, the
so
more.
make sure you come out. There's a lot, as Jessica said, a lot of hard work went into this, into Cayman Art Week, and you don't want to miss it. It's absolutely free, except for the going up east is just $10.
Yeah, just $10 for that one tour.
It's just the price of a small lunch.
Exactly.
So, and you get all that entertainment. Jessica, I want to thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
And we want to hear all about Cayman Art Week sometime in the future, before the end of the year.
Yes, yeah. Give us a couple weeks to recuperate. It'll be a busy week, so I think we'll need some downtime, but we'll be happy to come back.
And next time we want to have some of the artists in the studio along with you.
Yeah,
that'll be great.
Sure.
Anyway, do have a good day, and thank you so much. I want to say thank you as well to Silver Fox holding it down in the next studio. Thank you, sir. And to Susan, she's a producer of The Buzz. Thank you, Susan. Of course, thanks to all our listeners and our viewers on YouTube. Until Tuesday, I think that's May 30th, when we'll bring you another Business Buzz. In the meantime, Silver Fox has some great music lined up on the breakfast session. Coming up at 9, we'll have headlines, and at 10 o'clock, we'll have RC Fusion.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by K-Man Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211. And K-Man Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And 345 Equipment, quality machinery, parts, and repair services for all of your construction equipment needs. Call 525-0021 or email info@345equipment.ky.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the